How you doing? Hope you're enjoying your Saturday evening. Mainly, how's it going, man? Thanks for jumping on here. Just got her lit. Gonna get smoked out a little bit, I guess. Oh, absolutely. It's finally cool enough to have a fire at night. I wasn't about to go sit around it in 100-degree weather. So what have you been up to? You got a lot of views on your new cabin video? Hope everybody's doing great this evening. How about some likes, guys? I appreciate that. Thank you. Joe, how you doing, man? Thanks for saying hi. We just lit the fire, so we're just gonna have some fireside chit chat. Oh yeah, nice. Did you have a lot of people tune in for it? Friday nights are normally pretty good to get on there and do lives. I had to help my buddy take his car down to the dealership, so I didn't get a chance to jump on there and check it out. You get a lot of views? Really? Is it not letting you stay on alive or what? Does it keep booting you off? Yeah, I know you've been having some issues with that. I was looking forward to you watching my premiere with me today. It rewinded my live over and over again? Really? That's weird. That's really weird, actually. I'm not sure why it would do that. getting some good air through there. Jolting too much air through there. Oh, that'll burn right there. It'll probably burn for a day or two if I don't put it out. I'm sure I'll get it knocked out though before I go in. I'll just bring up a big barrel of water. I tend not to leave them burn very long because like that chunk of wood, that's a chunk of maple. And then I have beech behind it. So I just have reserve sitting there. And yeah, it'll burn like crazy. All my property is big maple, big beech trees. So I'm just trying to get some of the stumps and everything else burned out of here. Yeah, it's supposed to take off here shortly. We'll see if it actually does. I didn't really set it up too well tonight. I wanted to get it lit because I was running out of time. So I'm going to add some stuff into there and hopefully we'll get it fired up. Throw some more of that in. Put that off to the side. Yeah, you've been a content machine lately, mainly. It's been awesome watching your stuff. We'll get this fired up here shortly. Oh, you posted a new video right before this? Nice. You're an absolute machine on here. I'm going to try to get better at throwing up some more long content. This last video, it was nice to have a cameraman. My buddy Cy from Utah, it was awesome. What was your new video about? Oh, wow. 7 minutes? That's great. That's a great video. Cutting the first tree and using the sawmill. Hopefully nobody lost a finger. Yeah, stuff like that can be dangerous, but I'm sure you cover that in your video. I'll check it out tonight after I jump off of this. I'll be on here for a couple of hours. Just chit-chatting. Hopefully the fire cooperates. We've had rain the last couple of days, and, well, you know how that goes. Oh, man, that's got to be sweet. Do you show that in the video? I want a mantle with white Atlantic cedar. Mr. Stepper, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Anybody have any big plans for tonight? I'm hoping to just have a chill fireside chat with everybody. Give you guys a better view here. Ha ha ha! 4.2 hour long live? Oh my goodness, that's wild. How many views did you end up getting off of that? That's crazy. How did you have enough content to cover over that time? That's crazy. For those of you guys tuning in right now, Mainly is awesome. You should check out his channel. He has an off-grid cabin, great river, and he does a lot of great content. 10.8K? Wow. That's wild. You must have got good watch time off of that too then. That's wonderful. Yep, fireside and talking. Yep, this is what I do. I've done these a lot over the years. Yeah, that's exciting. Was that your first time hitting 10K? Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes it even more exciting. Man, that's great. It looks like the fire's definitely taken off now, finally. Just had to give it a little bit of fuel underneath there. You must have an amazing camera to make that thing last 4.5 hours. That's wild. Ah, you had your phone plugged in. You're going to smoke that battery. I just know it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure this thing burns real nice. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. We're just having a chill fireside night, so join us. It'll be a good time. See, I can't plug my phone in. I'm way out there. Oh, the dogs are back at the house. If they were here, they'd absolutely be barking and trying to steal firewood. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take them out tonight. But then again, you never know. They might show up. Sometimes my wife, she'll open the door and they'll know where I'm at and they'll just come running. And they'll knock my camera over about 10 times and it turns into a big ordeal. They're great though. I love them. Wouldn't change it for the world. Ooh, there we go. That was hot. I'm looking forward to some good conversation tonight, guys. It's been a long week. Got the worst spot here to sit and try to talk to you guys without having to hold it. Anybody have any other big plans for the rest of the weekend? One minute. Hey, brother. That's your other channel? Oh, I really appreciate that. Wow, man, how many channels do you have? You're an absolute monster. I love it. Wow. So you can comment back and forth between three of them? Man, I have a hard time keeping up with two of them. Not two of them, I have one of them. I just changed the name, that's all. So what are your content on your other ones then? You have a disc golf channel? Dude, are you like a super YouTube star and we just don't know it or what? Big time creator and just creating other channels? Oh, nice. 1 minute metal, nice. So you guys all play an instrument then? If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them down here in the comments. We're just having a chill fireside night. We're just kind of hanging out, and I'm answering questions, and we're just kind of talking back and forth here. Sing screams. I like that. That's great. That builds good memories. I like that. I guess I was never very instrumental. I was never really into the music scene. I didn't have a voice and I couldn't play guitar. I have friends who play in bands, but me, I don't do any of that. Always wanted to. Never set enough time aside to do it though. Let's see if I can actually set this up better. The way my fire pit is it sits in kind of a gully, and so does everything else. So I have to hold the camera, and it's aggravating. So just bear with me on this one here while I try to place it someplace where it doesn't get blown over. Wow. There we go. Oh, Sai's joining us. Let me get out of the way of the fire here.
You doing it in the front view or something?
Yeah, I have it going this way. We're just chit-chatting. I never actually face the camera when I'm talking to my people, so I figured I would jump on here and actually look at the camera this time.
These are low.
Yeah, those are the Adirondack chairs. They kind of suck. They're not terrible, though. What? Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to find just the right way to do this camera angle here, and it's just not wanting to work with me. Because if I go up too high, it'll fall over.
I thought you'd use the bed of the Pioneer as a stand.
Well, I thought about it. I haven't quite gotten that far yet, though. There we go. That's not too bad. I mean, the camera angle makes me look fat, but I don't care. So...
Yep.
How long have you guys been playing instruments and doing your band thing? Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, throw them down in the comments below there, and I'll answer your questions. Oh, last few years, nice. So did you guys just, is it a natural thing? You just picked it up real easy? Oh, we're getting liftoff out of the top of the log finally. Check that out right there. We're team members, huh? They're naturals. Me, not so much. Yeah, it's crazy how kids can pick some of that stuff up. I'm not a natural at it. My hands don't work for that. Too much hard labor my whole life. I can't get my hand to bend right. Man, it's actually getting hot over here by this fire. You'd figure the sun would be going down and it'd get a little bit cooler. It's not the case yet. Starting to sweat out of my hat. This is ridiculous. I spend all day outside, so, you know, I'm not new to it. Yeah, my new premiere came out tonight. I'm not sure who all on here watched that. If everybody watching is dang, I can't talk, a subscriber of mine. But if you haven't had a chance yet, go check out my new video. I'm beginning a new series here. Basically, it's just homesteading for beginners, and I'm going to walk everybody through the basics of how to get it done and how to get it done on a budget. So if you didn't get a chance already, check it out. I think mainly caught the end of it. I'm not sure. I think he did, but he was having some technical difficulties. You got to rewatch it. That's even better. I love that. That's wild. I rewatched it a few times too. That's probably one of the hit that like button, guys. I really appreciate that. Yeah. If you guys want to check it out, throw me some likes. You guys are great. You know, I appreciate everybody who tunes in with me. It's nice to have some downtime and actually chit chat with everyone. Not too many people popping on here tonight, but it's also a Saturday night. Huh, I'm not sure what that is all about, but it's what? Oh yeah, it hit it on there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them. You know, if you're first time stopping by here, I appreciate it. Uh, like, subscribe, throw some, you know, send my content to some of your friends, or if you're just new and you're just now checking it out, watch a video, let me know what you think. I like criticism, so throw it at me. Let's go. Oh, I appreciate the hearts. Thanks. I appreciate the likes. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. We're having a good one here. Just a nice fire, enjoying ourselves. I'll get out of your guys' face here in a minute. Just let you enjoy the fire. I just wanted to show my face over here and talk with you guys because I don't do that very often. Most of the time I'm just talking and I'm carrying the camera around. So I wanted to pop in here and yeah, kind of go face to face with some of you guys. We'll bring you guys back over. We'll spin you around here. Let you enjoy the fire now that it's actually going pretty good. And I'm still here to answer any questions you might have. Yeah, actually, I had my beard grown out and I was looking at tractors. So what I did is I went to all the tractor places and I go, listen, I want to match the tractor with my beard. And if it didn't match, I didn't buy it. So then I went to Kubota and they go, boy, do we got a tractor for you. So I went, you know what? Let's do it. And that's why I bought the Kubota. I figured that's perfect. Mainly, you're so crazy. I appreciate the question.
Red Kubota for a red man.
Right?
Sit that baby right there.
See, I chose the Kubota because of the reliability and dependability. And trust me, after a year of punishing it's held up. I'm impressed with it. I know you got a different one, but that's okay to be wrong.
Reliability, what's that? I don't know anything about
Well, that's
that.
because you own a Subaru. You wouldn't know about reliability. Reliability is not in the cards for you, my friend.
It's literally, you tell him it's at the shop.
Yeah, his car's actually at the shop. After you guys seen it on the other live there, the main pulley on it, the seal busted, and we had to go all the way down and take it to the dealership and leave it with them for a few days because, well, Subaru. I mean, that's literally it. There's nothing else you could say about it other than Subaru. Give it a nice backdrop.
Ooh.
There we go. Oh yeah, he's gonna be paying a couple smooth G's for that one.
Yeah, they're telling me most people don't catch that.
Yeah, most people don't catch that, and that's a total engine failure,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I mean, how they couldn't catch it.
Could be.
Could be. Well, they didn't look at it close enough, I guess, when you had it in the shop before you headed out. I think that piece of wood on top of there really gives it a nice background. I like that.
Flex the heat back to us too.
Yeah. We could do survival shelters, we could do all that stuff, or we could just sit by the fire and enjoy it. I think we'll just sit by the fire and enjoy it.
Enjoy. Yeah, if you want reliability from a Subaru, buy an Outback.
Buy an Outback, or just stay away from Subaru. If you want reliability, just walk. There's no reason to even have one of those.
I got it for the fun, bro.
For the fun? The fun of going to the dealership?
Yeah.
I did it for the fun and the pain in my wallet. I did it because it hurts.
Yeah, I beat on it a little.
Well, that'll happen. So what is the hardest task of being a homesteader? The hardest task for being a homesteader well, as you get started, basically, is to find the land, first of all, and to build your budget out and to stick to that budget. So when you're looking for something and you find it, you have to check all things. You have to do soil samples. The hardest part of my day is routines, because depending on what goes on with my kids, I have adult children and young children and grandchildren. So the hardest part of my day would be just being able to stick to my routine and get everything done that needs to be done in one day, and trying to manage 80 acres. It's a lot of land, and when you have brush hogging, I have autumn olive to remove, planting, we have planning. So a lot of that goes in, and then we sit down and we have to look at our budget on it. So when you're looking at your budget, you go, okay, well, I have X amount of dollars that I can spend on, seed. I have X amount of dollars I can spend on other supplies that I need, tools that I need. But then you're also looking at having money set aside for any kind of repairs you might have to do. So I'd say almost every bit of it is difficult. But if you manage your time wisely and you manage your budget wisely, you're going to be fine in all aspects of it. That was a really good question, mainly. I appreciate that.
The land.
Yeah, land is actually a big one. You wouldn't believe how many people go out and they buy 5 acres, 10 acres, 20 acres of land, and they didn't look at anything. They didn't get soil sample testing. They didn't know if it was sandy loam. They
No access to
yeah,
water.
no access to water, no ability or availability to haul it in. So planning and frugal, yes, you have to be very frugal, and you have to be a self-starter, because nobody's going to tell you to do it yourself, but you're going to have to be the one that motivates yourself. If you have a spouse, whatever, a significant other to jump into this lifestyle with, that also helps out a lot, because then they can help with the tasks. My wife, she homeschools, so she does a lot of the stuff inside. She's an educator, so she obviously does the homeschooling. She does the stuff in the house, like I already said, and the meal planning. She does the food prepping. She does all that stuff. And then I'm responsible for the 80 acres. My son helps me out, and friends who pop in, they give me a hand with different stuff too. Sai's giving me a hand with a few things. He's going to be helping me tomorrow. I'm going to teach him to use the grapple, and he's going to be pulling autumn olives out. So yeah, planning and being frugal is very, very important, especially when you jump into this, and breaking it down to land selection, location, where your nearest stores are, and everything else. Because some people, they don't have the money to go off grid, and to be honest, if you are going off grid, it's going to take a lot of money to do that, and to do it properly. You can go off grid, but if you want to live a lifestyle such as like you would in a house, it requires the battery banks, it requires the solar power, and mainly, you know better than anybody, you're building an off-grid compound, basically a family compound. So yeah, I'm preaching to the choir on that one. My suggestion to people is to start slow and start small. And I've said that time and time again, because people think they need to spend $150,000 in the first year in equipment, or they need to go out there and they have to buy 100 acres, and then they find out that the land is either not fruitful, it's not productive, or the soil's terrible, or there's no access to water, or if they do have water, it's shallow wells, and it's not enough to actually to take care of everything they need. Then they get frustrated and they get overextended. Oh, and you're doing it the smart way. You're starting now. You're going to be set up when you actually make the jump over to the family compound. You're going to have no problems. You're going to work hard now, build up the infrastructure, and then you'll be able to live that life without having any problems. Well, I can't say any problems. There's going to be batteries that go out. There's going to be all kinds of stuff you need to replace along the way. But you have the know-how being an electrician, So it's not like you're hiring out some of that big work. You're going to be able to take care of that. Whereas me, I could wire up simple things, but I'm not an electrician by any stretch of the imagination. That's why you have a good community of people around you. And that's kind of what I'm trying to express to a lot of people who follow me on my channel here is community is everything, especially in this kind of lifestyle. You know, I jumped into this a year and a half ago, and I had no idea, none whatsoever, about doing any of this kind of stuff. I talked to a lot of people, I did a lot of research, and the community really came out when I got my tractor stuck in the swamp. They just showed up. Second, third, fourth generation farmers came here, and they gave me a lot of good advice. Yeah, exactly. Not a lot of people understand that whatsoever. Is it takes a lot, and it takes a lot if you're doing it on your own. Whereas you have a family compound, if I were to have 3 or 4 people to jump in on here with me, everything would be smooth. But it doesn't. Not everybody has that luxury of having a fantastic family to do that with. So definitely count your blessings on that. That's awesome. Yeah, it for sure helps. And I can't say that I'm alone out here. Like, I have my wife and my kids and friends who pop in to help. But a lot of my friends, they're way out there. Like my buddy Sai, he lives in Utah. Kind of hard for him to help out on the weekends, you know. But planning and everything, planning is what's really going to save you in the end. It's sitting down and understanding what you can manage, and understanding your limits and your budget. You know, people want to jump right into this and they want to go, okay, well, I need a $200,000 tractor. I need a $50,000 cedar. I need 80 acres of field, 80 acres of forest. It's just not realistic to get into it like that, especially in today's economy. You know, you're not going to have the resources that they would have had 10 years ago. Banks aren't lending the way they used to. You know, and don't get me wrong, there's great banks out there, there's financial institutions that help you start out with buying property, setting all this up, you know, but then you had better be productive. You had better make sure that you're planting the right stuff, that you're rotating everything properly. Because if you don't, you're not going to have a harvest. And if you don't have a harvest, you're not going to pay your bills. And if you don't pay your bills, you're going to lose your equipment. And then you're back to square one. You know, and that's where a lot of people who jump into this, or even watching people on YouTube do this stuff, you know, they're like, oh man, they make it look easy. They just went out there, bought land, grabbed a tractor. You know, there's so much behind the scenes that people don't understand that goes into this. It's crazy. The planning is the number one thing. Before you even look for property, before you even look at a tractor, you need to read reviews, watch reviews. You need to do consumer reviews, talk to the dealerships, see what kind of help is out there for you, see what kind of warranty is out there. You know, you look at the financing programs, and then you make your decision off of that. You know, like anything that I bring to my channel that I show you guys, it's something I use every day. It's something that I've researched and I've tested in the field before I would even suggest it to anyone, because I don't want to be the guy who puts out content and then you guys watch it and all of a sudden you come back, you go, well, that thing's a piece of crap. It's amazing watching someone's campfire from Turkey in my bed. Well, welcome from Turkey. I really appreciate you jumping in here with us and enjoying the fire. That's great. I don't know if I've ever had anybody from Turkey watch our fire. Thanks for being here. But yeah, like I was saying with the planning and everything, you know, that's the biggest part. You have to sit down and be realistic about your goals and, you know, about the equipment. That's why you don't see, oh, click the link in the description down below to the tools that I use on Amazon. You know, because I don't believe in doing that. Like, I'll tell you guys, if I get a hammer from Ace Hardware or whatever else, I try to I try to make sure that the tools that I'm using are, hold on guys, are are sturdy, that they're going to last, because I'm not trying to get people to waste their money. I want them to buy something and buy it once. You know, you're going to have mishaps, you're going to have stuff that gets busted up as you use it, but you know, I'm never going to sell out on my people. I'll never do that. And I've been doing this for years now. You can look back at some of my older videos, and that's why I don't get a lot of views. That's why I don't get a lot of shares, and I don't do affiliate links. Oh yeah, everything breaks eventually for sure. But I'm putting the time and effort and research into making sure the stuff that I buy is going to have a long work life, because I don't want to buy it again, because I have a budget like anybody else. I'm not a guy talking to you from 80 acres with millions of dollars in his pocket. I don't have affiliate links. I'm not monetized by YouTube. And even if I do get monetized by YouTube, I'm not changing how I'm doing this. Exactly. Buy nice or buy twice. I like that. And you know what? It's crazy because some of the stuff out there, even the cheap stuff's awesome. I've had cheap tools that I've had literally for years. Cheap screwdriver sets, like Stanley screwdrivers. I've had them for 20 years. And I've beat the ever-loving snot out of them. And they haven't broke on me. The handles are good.
What was that thing that popped up that you could do?
Oh, there was potentially an inappropriate comment.
Was it my little guy?
I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it might have been. I don't know. They hold that stuff for review. Yep, this is my property right here. So, you know, when I give you guys reviews, I try not to be long-winded about it. I try to jump in there and give you guys the facts on everything, because I'm not trying to waste your time. I'm not trying to waste my time. I'm trying to bring you the most accurate information, as clear and concise as I can, without having to draw it out. I don't want to do that to you guys, because I wouldn't want to watch a long video of nothing but fluff. I wouldn't want that. So that's the kind of stuff I want to bring to you guys. And from day one, from my older videos, if you watch those, you'll see that. Maybe I'll leave to my wife. Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, a big garden, and that's something else too that people get messed up with. I also live somewhere out of the city, somewhere like village living, like this is real riches, I think. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Living a slow, intentional life is definitely rich. You know, it enriches you. There's the hard labor enriches you, being around family enriches you, you know. But mainly back to what you were saying, starting a big garden, you know, depending on what you're going to do, since you're off grid, I'm sure you're going to use a solar powered electrical fence. That's what we have. You know, you figure that setup alone, $200 for the panel. Then you had to buy the wire at another $100, and each T-post is around $8. So depending on the size of your garden, you could spend anywhere between 450, 500 on up to 1,000 or more. You know, I think when we put in our garden with the solar electric fence, we paid, oh, let's see, two, three, four. I think we were around 550, 600 when we put up our electric fence. So, you know, but it's also saving you from having deer eat all your crops. It's saving you, you know, it's saving you in the long run. We have electric, thank to God. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we like having electric too. It's pretty important. But you also got to be ready in case there is no electric. We went through a massive ice storm this spring and we didn't have power for 7 days. And if you're not prepared for something like that, it can really jack everything up. Thankfully, we had a wood stove and we had nice dry wood to burn during that time, and I had a generator, so we were able to keep some things going. Another thing, though, mainly about like the garden, you got a lot of people just start planting stuff in there without doing the research on that. They'll just go and plant, oh, like what, 100 pounds of cucumbers or whatever. Like, do you eat cucumbers or do you sometimes eat cucumbers? Like I tell people, you want to plant tomatoes. Most people eat tomatoes. Plant onions, plant potatoes, plant pumpkins. Pumpkins are great not only for your kids or grandkids, but if you have any left over, you can also sell them. You could, you know, sell them at a roadside stand, sell them at a farmer's market, sell them to your neighbors, or you could set it up, smash them, and use them for deer feed. You know, so you want to plant multi-purpose and you want to plant intentionally.
What about herbs?
Well, yeah, you definitely want to have herbs in your garden, really depending on what your family uses. And depending on the size of your family, too. You know, there's a lot of people out there who they plan this, they get the garden going, and then they don't eat anything out of the garden, or they don't know how to properly maintain the garden, or the soil is total garbage in that area, too.
You also have that pond resource if you need food there.
Yep, we also have the pond
Fish
down
right out
there.
of that.
Yep, because we have crappie down there. So we have a large pond on our property, and there's just a ton of crappie in there. I don't think they're ever gonna leave. So if we ever wanted to go down there and have a huge fish fry, we could just pull fish out for days. I actually clear an area down there, and I let campers camp on that part of the property. And that's another bit of income that you can get too by doing something like that with your property. You know, there's a lot of there's a lot of ways to make money when you're homesteading. You just have to be creative and you have to think outside the box with it.
So when those Those tractors right here, you said they were doing the log stuff?
Yeah.
The wood? Was it just wood from the ice storm or something?
No, I had old growth, not old growth, but I had it thinned out over there on that 9 acres because it was. I'll bring the camper, absolutely. Whenever you're ready to come to Michigan, mainly, you let me know.
Is it for fire prevention
It's
kind of
for
deal?
fire prevention, but it was also to allow the new growth to come in because a lot of those trees standing over there, they were old, but there was like a lot of dead on them. So I wanted to get them out of here and make room for the new area. And not only that, if we do animals, if we do any pigs or anything here, they're going to be on this end because pigs stink.
Stinky, yeah.
Very stinky.
Stinky.
And it keeps it away from anybody who might be upset about that. I just checked your account. It's my dream to fly fish, but in Turkey it's totally impossible to find fly fishing gear. Yeah, I mean I love fly fishing. I've been all over the United States doing that. I love going out west. I'm actually gearing up to do a 2 week trip out there end of July. I'm going to go fishing in Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho. It's going to be wonderful. That means you got to bring all the lobster mainly. And I don't want it to be crap either. I want that good Maine lobster. I want it to still be alive for the boil.
I had one of those the other day.
Yeah, you did have one the other day. That was delicious. I had crab the other day. Can you believe market price on crab is $150 a pound here? I couldn't believe it.
I thought it was for the no, it was for the whole thing. Right?
What?
It was for the whole thing, right?
Yeah, it was for the whole meal,
Yeah.
but it was $150.
That's a lot.
Like, yeah, it's $150. I couldn't believe it. And it wasn't even like king crab, king Alaskan crab.
I don't remember who it was.
It was good crab. I ate it. But the price is wild. Yeah, none of that dirty lobster out of there. I want the good lobster.
I thought there'd be a lot more birds.
There normally is. It's kind of quiet today. We have a ton of birds around here. But it's also the weekend, so you can hear the road way off over there. Once that dies down, you'll be able to hear the birds and everything else. But yeah, that trip that's coming up out west, I'm going to be taking my motorcycle out there. So I packed down and I camped the whole time. And I just buy 3 or 4 day fishing permit per state, and then I'll jump out there and see what I can catch. I like catching cutties, rainbows, browns, all that stuff. There's a few spots I like hitting out there. Oh, I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Get some rest. You have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Yeah, he's crashing out. It's 3:23 in Turkey in the morning. That's wild. Oh, I'm going to go live a few times, mainly while I'm out there. I'm going to try to bring a solar-powered charger for my phone because I'm going to get some really good footage fly fishing in these rivers. I've posted some up on some of my shorts, but yeah, a lot of it I can't find it.
Does your bike have a plug thing?
No, my bike doesn't have a plug thing on it. No, I wasn't making much content. Basically, during that whole year and a half, I wasn't doing anything. I was riding my motorcycle and traveling and everything else, so I could have grabbed a whole lot more footage. Hey guys, yeah, the phone overheated. I'm back. I'm not sure what's going on here, if it's rewinding itself or what. Does everything look good on your end?
Yep.
All right.
Here. What do I see?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it does look good on that end. Very good. Perfect. How's that look? Oh, so it's a few seconds behind. All right, guys, sorry about that. The phone overheated. I had a little too close to the fire. I wasn't paying attention, but I'm back now. So I hope Mainly's still here with us and everybody else.
Somebody just joined.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was good to let you jump right back into the same one.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to do that. That's awesome that they did that. It kind of just paused me out. We won't let that happen again. I hope everybody's having a fantastic evening. I know we are. The fire's going, and we're just kind of chit-chatting, sitting around. So if you have any questions, if you haven't already, check out my channel. Come on back. We do homesteading, fly fishing, and just outdoor living in general. I appreciate you guys for being here. And I will not let my phone get hot again. I will not make that mistake. See, me and technology, we're not the best of friends. So, you know, you're going to get clear content on my end. I'm not going to fluff it all up because I don't know how to. I appreciate that. Thank you. What's everybody doing on this awesome Saturday? Feels good to be back. The message was held in review.
Oh, it's because I'm doing a little ASCII art.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it was cool.
Does it have you pass it through or no?
Yeah.
Does it show you now?
Yeah, it's showing on there. That's awesome.
It's like a, oh, you. Kind of
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I love that. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and throw them down in the comments. We're just having a good time chit-chatting here.
Chee-chee-chat-chat.
I think we lost Mainly. I think when I froze up, he had to go.
Does it show you who is all there? Or?
It just shows me that we've got 2 people on here.
I see 4.
Oh, you see 4? Oh, well, we might have 4 then.
Oh, now it's 3.
Yeah. Well, no worries. Heat it up real nice now.
Oh, playing with it. You ever plan on doing a greenhouse anywhere out here?
You know what? That's a good question. We may or may not do a greenhouse in the future. It really depends on budget, and it depends on availability of space, depending on what all we decide to do. We're still in the planning stages for a lot of different things. So if we do a greenhouse, that'll be a year or 2 out, probably 2 to 3 years out before we plan on doing anything like that.
Yeah, that'll allow you to grow all winter, right?
Well, it depends. You could do a dugout type where it's underground, and then you have the top. But with our climate, I don't know. It would be one of those things that I would have to test because it's the weather. The weather here is different. You know that. You've lived in Michigan.
Yeah.
It can get real cold or it can be a mild winter. You just never know.
Do you ever plan on doing like high tech kind of stuff for homesteading? Like you can have sensors out there, different things, looking at wildlife, checking on soil moisture and things like that.
You know, I obviously have trail cams set up for wildlife,
Mm-hmm.
and they run off the cell phone network. But as far as moisture temperatures, I really don't grow anything that's needed for. I wouldn't be opposed to it if you know if it came to a point where I was growing a crop that needed something like that. But I'm not at that point yet because we're going to grow slowly and we're going to grow steadily as we move forward.
Yeehaw.
That's the game plan, at least. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down there in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them.
Someone's playing Macarena over there.
Somebody's playing music somewhere back there. That was gross.
Is it powder that usually does that?
Mhm.
That would be me. I like loud music.
Yeah, that's the only downside is you can't pick your neighbors. We don't have bad neighbors, but we don't know all of them yet. Whoa,
Whoa, what'd you do?
that was extreme.
Oh, it zoomed like super in.
Yeah, I seen that. That was crazy.
So those guys out there when they were doing the wood, were they the ones that downed all that stuff we see, or?
No, so a lot of that was the ice storm. What
Okay.
ended up happening is those a lot of our branches that they when they took the
They look
trees.
like whole trees.
Yeah, well, some massive trees out here before we had them thinned out, but it was killing the rest of the forest. So the forest floor wasn't getting any sunlight because the vegetation or the trees it was so thick, and yeah, so that's why we had them take the bigger trees out of here. That way, the regrowth could come up better.
Some young blood.
Yeah, a lot of those smaller trees let them pop out through. And I say younger trees, they were 3, 5 inches, you know, young, but still, you could use it.
Mature.
Yeah, mature enough to make it. So when we had it logged through there, we had it done with that in mind for future harvesting and select cutting.
What is that, like a 5-year cycle or something?
No, not with hardwood. Hardwood's like a 15, 20-year cycle. And that's depending on if you have everything cut out at one time. If you have, like, we only had that 9 acres clear cut of the big trees, and then we had select cut of 24 and up inch trees.
And it's over there? Or?
Yeah, the cleared area that we go through over there, as you go around and it opens to that open area,
Okay.
that whole area over there was forest. We had that clear cut. We had them leave the whips in there, and then
The whips, you talking about like saplings?
yeah, the saplings. We had them leave those in and some of the other bigger trees because we didn't want it to be completely ran to the ground.
Yeah.
Because some of that area over there, we're going to turn into something eventually. We're not there yet. I would never put an RV
Never?
park out there. Never. That would be terrible. That would defeat the whole point of having a homestead,
Oh, I don't know.
right? To have people just,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm clueless.
yeah. I mean, it's actually been a slow night. There's not many people jumping on here tonight, which I'm really surprised for a Saturday. But I'm not really surprised, though, either at the same time. And we've only been back for 8 minutes after we froze up, so.
That's something I would have thought of.
What?
RV park.
Yeah. Well, then you're taking up prime real estate. You're taking up prime soil.
Okay.
You know, that you figure that's 9 acres. You know how much stuff you can grow on 9 acres?
No idea.
A whole lot.
Yeah,
A whole
I don't
lot.
know the first thing.
Yeah, you would be taking up prime soil for that, and I would never do that. Not here. Because we like our peace. I mean, look around. It's quiet. We can have these fires. And I don't want to manage an RV park. That would defeat the purpose of the quiet and peace.
I remember being a network admin for 49er RV in California, Columbia, California.
Oh, yeah.
It was a blast doing that.
Yeah.
Setting up all the wireless radios and everything, and the wired connections for all the houses and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And selling internet, reselling internet.
Really?
That's what the park did, yeah. They bought it from Comcast or Cox or whatever.
And they sold it to the local area?
Yeah, they did the resale package or whatever, where they give you bandwidth, and it's a contract where you can sell it pretty much whatever you want under a certain price.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet.
So they essentially act as like a layer 3 type of ISP.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't even know what any of that means, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you talk about homesteading, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what any of that means.
Yep, I'm a back to basics guy. I'm sitting here with a city slicker tech engineer, basically.
Software
engineer.
Yeah.
That's the proper terminology for it. I don't know nothing about that, but I could change oil. I could change the oil in my tractor. I can do all
I
that.
can do that too.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I can.
How about you stick to internet and you leave the tractors to me?
Yeah, starting up a WISP would be nice. Wireless internet service provider.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something like that.
Well, you sure got the know-how to do it, so
Yeah.
might as well. You might as well at least attempt it.
I can rent space on a cell tower, throw up some.
Really?
Yeah, throw up some microwave radios, and sell it to people.
Really?
In the area, yeah.
Oh, that's kind of slick.
Nice. 3-pointer.
Nothing but net. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. We're just having a chill fireside chat. If you have any questions for me, feel free to throw it down in the comments below.
What you got in there? How many?
It is great. Thank you. I don't know if that's helpful.
Kids.
Uh,
Oh, now it's not loading.
it's not.
No, it's probably because I have 1 bar of signal.
Oh, that's wild.
My battery's low, anyways.
Yeah, you're good.
Came out here with 50%. Now it has 38. So I don't know what that's all about.
Wow, how'd that happen?
I don't know.
Huh. I appreciate you tuning in with us, enjoying the campfire side. Got any big plans for your Saturday evening?
Actually, that's to answer your question.
What was it?
I was saying, did you say you had pictures of the ice storm?
Oh, yeah. I've got a bunch of them.
I want to see them.
Oh, yeah. Got some great pictures of the ice storm. They're pretty ridiculous. That whole thing was ridiculous. No power for 7 days. Thanks for joining us by the fire.
It is what it is.
Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Part of me thinks I should just start another live here in a second because picking back up after where it froze up, not many people are picking back up on the live. I'll start a new one.